We've got a bit of a treat for you here today. I've come down to Poole, where Sunseeker International are based, and been through the Sunseeker VIP buying experience. And part of that is to actually see some of the boats once they've been built. And behind me here is a brand new Sunseeker 86 yacht. So we've got a chance to get on board, have a look round and see the boat in all its glory before it gets shipped out to a customer. So there she is. That is the Sunseeker 86 yacht. Now this beast, when it's all tooled up with all the equipment, is likely to cost around £5.5 million, including tax. Ex-tax, it's more like 4.5 to 4.8. But once you've paid the VAT, you're talking about a whole load of yacht. So let's move around and take a proper look. You can see there we've got the underwater lights are on under that huge hydraulic bathing platform. All the covers are on because we have just had a bit of an autumn shower, so we won't get to see some of the cushions looking quite as gloriously sunny as they might do, but we do get a nice empty yacht to have a look around. Now you can see the scale of that hydraulic platform. That's obviously where the tender sits normally. You've got teak steps up both sides looking very nice and golden coloured, and access to the crew cabin. So why don't we take a quick look down there while we can. Just take my shoes off. And here is the crew cabin in the stern. Nice and light. We've got the curtains shut at the moment, but you can see it does have a window in the transom to let some natural light in, and a nice little mess area with a table, small sink, and then a very nice private heads compartment and a proper shower. So there's actually space not to have it all in one. It's not just a wet room. And of course you've got the laundry room down here too, a washer and a dryer. And then we'll wiggle around here and see if we can turn those lights on. Oh, I can't get the lights to go on, but you can see there are a couple of bunk beds in there and access through to the engine room. That's all shut up at the moment. We'll access the engine room through another way. And then there's another crew cabin again in there with another couple of bunks. So you've got enough sleeping space for 4 crew. Again, got a little window out on the transom. So you can have up to 4 crew on board. Whether you choose to have that is up to you. You can probably cope with less if you want to. So step up into the aft cockpit area and you get some idea of the scale now of the boat. Look at the size of that cockpit. Huge teak table, nice seating all around it, and these big chunky stainless steel supports. That's for the Flybridge overhang. And look at the mooring gear here. Here are all the controls for that hydraulic platform and the garage door and the cockpit lighting. Obviously you've got winches to pull in lines and nice lockers to keep them all. Now let's just pop some shoes on so we can go around the side decks. So here we go, you can get some idea of the scale here. Really nice tall bulwarks along the sides, and we'll see this from inside, but you can see that teak there. That's because that whole platform folds down to become a lovely terrace over the sea. And then moving forward onto the foredeck. And again, I'm afraid all the covers are on here because it has just tipped it down with rain. But you can get an idea. There's that lovely seating area on the foredeck where you can sit out front, nice and private from anything on the quay, or indeed if you're going slowly you can sit there underway. And there's more sunbeds all around here. You can chill out. And here's the anchor gear, twin anchors on this. Really solid, one main one, one slightly smaller one. And of course, access down into the lockers. Again, this beautiful teak, but you can see some of the chain under there so that you can anchor in really deep areas, get lots of chain out and be nice and secure for the day there. Right, we're going to go back this way because the covers are all on, so it's a bit of a wrestling match to get through on the other side at the moment. But we'll come back into the cockpit and then have a quick look up on the flybridge. So here you can see there's actually, even in this cockpit, you've got a nice draining area there. That is controls to actually switch on all the battery power. And over on this side there is a small wet bar area out here, a little sink, and a small fridge there. So wherever you go on this boat, you'll find fridges and wet bars and little entertainment zones. So wherever you are, there's always somewhere to grab a cold drink. So if we go up the stairs to the flybridge, get an idea of the scale up here. And like I said, the first thing you come across is another big bar area. Now this one is fully equipped. I think we've got a grill here. There's another cold chilled locker in there. Another fridge there. And I'm guessing an ice maker in there. There we go. So like I said, it's all about entertainment. Let's just pop those down again. You can feel the quality and the solidity of those mouldings. Beautifully done. Oh, I'm just going to move my fingers there. So you can sit here. There's 3 bar stools set up. So you can sit out here, enjoy a lovely cocktail of an evening. And then of course the large dining area over on the starboard side. That table will fold out so you can have a full length dining table. And then the helm station, again all wrapped up because of the shower we've just had, but you can get an idea of the twin helm seats there and a nice little social zone right next door to it, so you can very much feel part of the action. Whether you're driving or just a guest on board, you can all hang out together. And it's all covered by this huge carbon fibre hardtop. You get some idea of the scale, but there's a large soft fabric section here that opens up to let the sun through when you want to, but of course provides shade if you're somewhere really hot in the Mediterranean or the Caribbean. And you can see again up here you've got the speakers set into it, you've got lighting up here, so this really is a very usable area during the night as well as the daytime. And of course up on top you've got the huge sat domes, radar, make sure you can still watch your Sky TV even when you're on board the boat. Now I mentioned carbon fibre, and that's a big part of boats like this because you need to keep the weight down up top. You've got so much going on that you need to keep it nice and light and keep the centre of gravity low, and you can see on this flybridge hatch the carbon fibre weave in that. So it's actually remarkably easy to lift up with one hand. You can open and close it. It's not nearly as heavy as you think it might be for a moulding of that size. Now then, let's go through into the boat itself. A big semicircular sliding doors. This is one of the styling features of this boat, is these very upright windows and doors that create more space and make it feel almost like a house rather than a boat, but it means you get this spectacular natural light and really good headroom in here. So you can see the size of the windows on both sides, giving great views out as well as letting lots of light in. And very nice modern design. You've got this socialising area at the back here with this central piece of furniture that doubles up as both a coffee table and a footrest, and of course a huge television over on this side, which is obviously all electric. So when you want to tuck it away, you just press the button and it disappears, so that it doesn't dominate proceedings during the day. If you just want to enjoy the view out, you can do that. And you can probably see there's tiny thin little wires behind here, and that's because again there are electric blinds absolutely everywhere on board the boat. So when you want to close it up at night, the electric blinds just motor down and you have a lovely private interior saloon. Now the other thing about this is just how open plan it is. So there's no bulkheads between the seating area at the back and the dining area further forward. So it all becomes one big space, and you can see there are 4 chairs on either side of this. You have another one at the end of the table, so you could easily seat 10 people here. And the other thing to note is that it lines up with this folding balcony and door. You can see this huge glass door here that all slides back, opens up, And then when you put that folding terrace down, you have a spectacular view from the dining table straight out through the open door over that balcony, and it feels like you're eating on a beachside restaurant, really, because you've got a lovely view out over the water. Now on the port side here, you can see in this sidebar unit you've got a large fridge area there, and then all of these are beautifully fitted out. You can see some of the glasses and crockery all in their little perspex holders, so it's nice and secure when you're out at sea. And then next door on this one here, there is a very large wine cooler. You can see each of those racks slide out. You can put your wines in there, and they're kept at the perfect temperature. So I can't see it, but that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different drawers there, so that should be enough for a good old party. Now then, moving forward, there are 2 ways. You've got the access here through into the galley, and the access on the other side, which goes through to the bridge area in the Helm station. So let's go through this way for the moment. Just have a little peek in here. You can see some of the AV systems that it's got. So you've got video and music throughout the boat, streamed straight to all the cabins. Now this is rather a nice touch. As you come through into this bridge area, there is a day heads on the starboard side. So you don't have to be constantly popping down to the cabins on the lower deck. If you just want to nip in there, it's very nice and discreet. And you can see that that galley is designed so it can easily be manned by a family if you want to run the boat as a family boat, or by crew. So you can very much be part of the action. You can leave that bar area open. There are 2 nice bar stools, lovely just to sit there and grab a drink, maybe in the evening. And there's also a little seating area next door. The table is off being having a little repair at the moment, but you can see that that's a rather nice zone too, which is right under the windscreen. So it's open plan to the Helm station over here, but it means that you can quite happily sit there, enjoy the ride, chat to the Helm, and enjoy that view out through the windscreens forward. And over behind the Helm station, there's also access out onto those side decks, another big, very secure door there. Now, the Helm station itself, 2 tall Helm chairs, very nice and supportive. A proper ship's wheel. You've got access to all the breaker switches down here. Close that up. And again, behind here, see, there's more of the switchgear neatly hidden away behind these little sliding covers. So it all looks beautifully neat, but you have got access to all the controls when you need them. So 3 huge glass screens in front of you. You can see you've got the actual controls for all the yacht, all the pumps, all the air conditioning. You can check everything through there, as well as having your navigation and radar screens up. Got engine controls. This boat is powered by twin MTUs. I think they're 2,000 horsepower, 1,950 horsepower each, and it carries 11,000 litres of fuel. So great potential range and a top speed of, I think, around 30 knots flat out. You can see you've got the thrusters, the side power thrusters, bow thruster and stern thruster, and you have got the Zenta joystick system, so you can control it all just using the joystick. When you're coming into berth, you can go sideways, you can twist the bow or the stern, so you've got the option of using that, or the thrusters and the throttles and the ship's wheel as normal. Now I just wanted to show you a little more. Oh, that's rather nice. Up above that, there's a little TV if you do just want to keep an eye on the football or the cricket while you're hanging out here. And then into the galley itself, which I mentioned because it's set up either to be crewed or run as a family boat, that you have got the option of a little screen that whirs down there if you got a chef in or you want some privacy while they're preparing the meal. They can slide that screen down, goes all the way, shuts off there. And then over here there's another door which you can pull across, little sliding door. And then you've got a completely self-contained galley area where you can get on and prepare the meal, don't need to disturb the guests at all. And of course that all links up to the Helm station forward. And again, there's another sliding door on that side, so you can completely secure this area. Particularly if you're cruising at night, for example, you can keep this very private. You can keep the lighting low while your guests enjoy themselves back in the saloon. I'm just going to open that up again. Now then, while we're forward, this is one of the more unusual features about the 86 because it's got two separate accommodation areas. So one of them is down here. Now this is usually the VIP suite, but you can see that some people might choose to use it actually as the master suite because in some ways it's more private. It has its own staircase leading down, and you'll see that it really is every bit as luxurious as most master suites. It's a large central island berth, and because of that beam going all the way forward, you do actually get a good width here. It's not like it's compromised like some bow cabins are. It feels nice and beamy, plenty of space, good headroom. You can see there's still plenty of headroom above me. And then all this lovely craftsmanship. Again, you've got blinds on either side. Might just see if we can pull down one of these. Oh, that's the other side I'm doing at the moment. So there you go. You can see that electric blind just wearing down. So it's got switches on both sides of the bed, so you can control the lights, you can control the blinds. It's all very nicely done. But of course, during the daytime, you want the nice big windows and these opening portholes. Nice traditional round design, lets a bit of fresh air in. And of course, it's got a large ensuite, big shower you can step into. Got a rain shower up above, as well as a hand shower. Nice marble finish. And through on the other side, there's a rather nice dressing area, so it can either be used as a desk, or if you pick that up, you can see you've got a little vanity unit. You can keep your valuables, your earrings, your watches, and there's a nice mirror for doing your makeup. And unusually, there's also a proper walk-in wardrobe area, so you can see there's plenty of hanging space here and lots of drawers to keep all your luggage. So let's go back up through the boat. Now, I mentioned there were two separate accommodation areas, and then you can see that the other staircase leads down into the heart of the ship on the lower level, and this very nice lobby area. Now, I know it feels like sometimes the lobby area can be slightly wasted space, but it's actually rather lovely because it just gives it a bit of room to breathe and feels like you're not going straight from one cabin into the next. And this very nice area here, there's a nice feature lamp there, and you can see that kind of floating staircase effect, which just appears to be suspended from the main deck level. But it means that it's not too chunky, you can sort of see through it. And again, more storage space here. But really this is about the cabins, and these are the guest cabins here. So over on this side there's a large twin, and again it's the space between the beds as much as the beds themselves that really make this feel luxurious. So you've got a couple of good twin beds there, nice storage under the bed, really smart Alcantara finish, big hanging wardrobe, and ensuite bathroom, as you'd expect. All again, in the bathrooms they have these rather nice wooden blinds, so there's every little one of those is a little strip of wood. Now if we come back out of the twin, there's also another twin on this side. I think you can have the option of doubles if you'd rather. And again, we've got the blind down in this one, but you can see the size of the windows you've got there. Let's see if we can open that up. No, I'm not sure that one is switched on there. And again, the ensuite bathroom. So two twins there. We've seen the VIP forward, and then the real wow factor is the master cabin. Now this is right in the middle of the yacht. You can see the full beam of this, and you really get an impression of the size here, because you've got this lovely little breakfast area here where you can sit and have your coffee in the morning, looking out through that huge window, opening port, little storage wherever you look, and again, huge TV in the bulkhead, so you can lie in bed. Really generously sized double bed island berth right in the middle of it, and this very nice feature lighting overhead. It's all recessed, so there's no direct lighting, but it just sends out a lovely warm glow, and little reading lights above the bed. Again, you really get a feel for the size of this space. Plenty of storage, and again, like that VIP cabin, there's a desk that doubles up as a vanity unit where you can sit in the morning, get dressed, do your makeup, and of course an even bigger walk-in wardrobe here. Now look at the size of this. You can get an idea of just how many drawers there are here. You really can make it into a home from home. So much space with all that hanging space, a little shelf above, multiple drawers, and over on the other side, the ensuite bathroom. His and hers sinks. Again, that lovely wood shutter, wood blind, and a big, big shower. Look at the size of that. Absolutely surrounded by this lovely veined marble. Big overhead rain shower, little recesses to store all the toiletries. Very, very comfortable. So that's the accommodation. We'll go back up those stairs. That just leaves one area to have a look at, which is the engine room, where you really get a feel for what it takes to move a boat of this size. So just move those shoes, lift up the hatch. Right, let's see if we can get down here. I might need both hands for this. Okay, here we go. Grab hold of that. It's really quite a long way down here. I don't know if you can get a feel of just how deep this engine room is, but you can probably see how much space there is above my head. There's no question of needing to crouch down here. It's absolutely huge. It must be a good 7 foot there. Now, here are those engines, those twin MTUs. Great big V12s by the looks of things. You can see the cylinder heads here. V12s, 1950 horsepower each. Huge air filters, great big exhausts. And you can see the fuel filters either side. You've got them for both engines, and you can switch between them, make sure that the engines keep running even when you need to check the fuel filters. And then either side of them, you've got the generators. So again, twin generators. Make sure you've got plenty of power on board to run all the systems. And then up here, you've got a water maker. So again, it doesn't mean you're constantly having to stop to top up with fresh water. You can be at sea for days, weeks on end, and make sure you've got plenty of fresh water. But above all, it's just the sheer space in here that really hits home. There's no need to crouch. You can get round both sides of the engines, check everything, the exhausts. They're on V-drives, these engines, so nice simple shafts. And that is the access through to the crew cabin that I showed you. It's all secure and sealed up at the moment, but it does mean that the crew can come straight in, check the engines without having to go down through the cockpit. So there you have it. That is the Sunseeker 86 yacht, all £5.5 million worth of it. I hope you've enjoyed the tour. If you have enjoyed it, please do subscribe, and keep checking in to see what more boats we can bring you. Thanks for watching.